How's it going, everybody? Back to Dark Souls 2. I am in the Shaded Ruins with my new character. I have decided to go with a greatsword build for a little while, just give it a spin. I saw a guy, Adam Barker89, cool channel, I'll leave a link below. He did a greatsword thing, and it just convinced me that I had to give it a spin. I just have to give it a try. And I have been having just a crap load of fun with this build. This is really cool. I'm not a lot higher level than I was with my dual-wielding build. The only exception is I had to put a few extra points into strength to meet the minimum requirements for the sword. Although, essentially, you can swing the sword with less strength to get the full poise damage effect out of it. You need to have full strength, and that's not a problem. The damage on this weapon is remarkable. All right, and then run with my standard bow and my little pyromancy glove here. I haven't really decided which hand I want to keep the pyromancy glove in. It's awkward using it in the left. I'm used to having it in the right as an alternate to my to my sword, but then in Dark Souls 1 I had my bow in the left hand, and now the bow in the right hand is much easier for me to configure with the buttons. All right, and I have the Desert Sorceress gear, the bone gauntlets, or bracers, whatever you would call them, from the Bone King, which you can buy from the Blood Covenant guy after you've beaten the Chariot boss and the Skeleton Kings. He will sell them to you. All right. Ring of Blades, Stone Ring. You say, well, why use a Stone Ring? You got an Ultra Greatsword. You already do tremendous poise damage. Well, it seems to increase the sweet spot on the sword as far as the, I guess say, the hitbox goes, and I seem to be doing more consistent damage with this thing as opposed to without it. And that's from limited trial and error, and I don't really have any numbers to prove it, but it's just how it seems, and, you know, if nothing else, it's what you're comfortable with, right? And so I'm finding it extremely effective. The only time I switch out is really to put on the Ring of Giants for some extra poise. Once I have the Smelter Demon leggings on, which is what I will eventually have, because I think it looks really cool with this getup. I will probably keep that on most of the time, and find some other ring to sacrifice for it. You also notice I have an attunement of 10, and I may even raise that to 13 so I can get a second spell slot. I haven't decided on that yet, but that is not just to have a spell equipped, but considering I started with the Warrior, my attunement was already at 5, along with my other two Faith and Intelligence stats being at 5, and so all I had to do was add a few more points to get a spell, and it also increases your Dexterity. Now, I eventually want a Dexterity of 100 that will essentially give me almost the identical roll as the fast roll in Dark Souls 1, which I'm very comfortable with because that's how I always played. So, you know, as I sneak some points into adaptability, and now that I have my attunement at 10, I've noticed my maneuverability is getting more what I'm instinctively used to. You know, eventually I guess you play one build long enough, and I don't know how many thousands of hours I have in the first Dark Souls, but you play with one build long enough, and you know, you kind of just get a feel for what to expect from your dodging and your rolling around, how far you're going to roll, what you can get away with, things like that. And this is becoming more comfortable along those lines the more I lean towards getting a high Dexterity. So I'm really happy with this so far. The only problem I really had getting up to this point was with the Chariot boss for some reason. And I was either just really having a bad day, or I'm just so not comfortable with the stamina use of this extra big sword, as opposed to, you know, usually running around dual wielding or having just two-handing the Heidi Knight sword. Not only do I swing faster, I mean, you know, a lot smaller arc, of course, but using up a lot less stamina and having a lot more stamina left over to do things like dodge and roll and stuff. And yeah, that was just giving me the blues. For some reason, the Chariot boss, which I've never really struggled with personally, I did this time. Boy, it was horrible. Okay, these guys really want to corner me. These guys are pretty predictable. They only have essentially 2 move sets, I guess you can say. But I mean, look at the hitbox of this thing, and look at the damage this thing puts out. It's beautiful, and honestly, it even blocks well. It really does. It blocks a significant amount of damage if you're stuck with it in your hand without a shield. I'm really liking it, and you know what? Bottom line, it just looks cool. This sword is friggin' bigger than I am. You know what I'm saying? I mean, oh, you can't beat that. Nothing else. The Japanese really know how to make weapons. They know how to make cool-looking swords. Holy crap! Look at that thing. Isn't that just a beast? I guess an alternative would be, what is it, the the dragon black dragon knight sword or whatever it's called, the big dark blade, kind of curved, thick dark blade. That one looks kind of cool too. Dragon King Great Sword, whatever it's called. But with this one, I saw this and I just had to have it. I had to at least play. Even if I sucked ass and kind of gave up on it, I at least wanted to give it a spin. And I found that it's a whole different, I guess you could say, method. It's a whole different scheme to playing like this. You can be aggressive, but it's more timed aggression. You know, picking your spots, choosing carefully, and getting max damage out of your attacks instead of just going in, you know, blindly, you know, like a whirlwind, flailing both swords around. With this, it's a little different, and it's been fun. It's been kind of a learning experience, and man, I just gotta say, looking cool, you know. Although I could do with another shield. This shield looks kind of lame on my back right there, you know, for appearance's sake. All right, so we get over here. Shaded Ruins. Oh, by the way, I'm going to warn you. I ran out of memory and didn't know it for a little bit, and I lost a couple minutes. Nothing real major or crucial. Well, I say that unless I happen to leave out the exact one thing that you're watching this for. If that's the case, I'm sorry. I'll try to cover all the bases. But I believe I managed to find everything here. But one of the key things is this guy here, Tarkus, this Manscorpion dude. He's an ally. As scary as he looks, he's actually a friend, all right? And you need the Ring of Whispers to talk to him. So anyone not aware of that, the cat in Majula, the one that sells you the cat ring and all that, if you've ever seen the Ring of Whispers, well, this is what it's for anyone who didn't know. All right, so when equipping that, you can go up there, you know, up to that point, you'll get that question mark from him. There we go. Ring of Whispers right there. And now you hear this wall sound. It's really cool. And now you can hear him, and you can talk to him. And so you go through the dialogue with him, and he doesn't give you anything for right now. But once you've gone through all the dialogue with him, I don't know that it's necessary to follow it all the way out. I just make a habit of doing so. But I do know it's always worked, that he will now, as long as you're human, be available to summon for the final boss battle. And he looks really cool in there, and him and the boss of this area really have this thing against each other because they're just dueling it out, going to work. And it's great to have him because really she focuses most of her attention on him. While he's around, he doesn't have an extreme amount of health, but he will keep her occupied, and she's not overly healthy herself. So it's definitely doable. Keep him alive. Whether you keep him alive or not, though, he'll still come back here. And afterwards, we will get something from him as a reward just for having followed this through. Okay, but let's see. We got a dark side out of that chest. We got this turtle over here. Right, any minute now, my memory ran out. Here pretty soon. But go ahead and equip a ring I'm actually going to use. Go with poise for a minute. Maybe. I don't know, it's really one or the other. Yeah, let's stick with Stone Ring. I think Poise is more effective in PvE than it is in PvP. Having iron arrows here, or I guess heavy bolts if you're using a crossbow, is definitely a plus. I believe you can aim with a crossbow if you have binoculars equipped. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. Alright, so take out Mr. Froggy here. He will always drop loot, too. I forget exactly what he drops. Dragon Scale or Twinkling Titanite or something. Those are all the people that he's frozen. Yeah, Petrified Dragon Bone. Okay. And there's some loot up here. And there's a corpse sitting behind some jars on the other side over there that looks like he should be holding something, and I don't remember if he does in New Game Plus or Plus Plus. It seems like he might, but for right now, he's never had anything in regular New Game. I'm wondering how effective this build I'm running here would be in New Game Plus or Plus Plus. I'm going to get a little more health. When I get the third dragon ring, it's going to make a big difference because that's not just health and endurance bonus, but also equipment load. Yeah, that's where the memory ran out right there. And essentially what I did was I fell through the floor, behind him. There's some wood planks that fall through. And fought the frogs that are around Ornifex's door, but I couldn't open it because I don't have the key quite yet. Okay, and then came out and I can't remember if I've already got the key or not. We'll find out here in a second. But essentially, that's all that was really missed. And often one of the little caves with those frogs is a twinkling titanite. But like I said, I couldn't open Ornifex's door yet, right? So anyway, coming back up top, come up in this tower, there's another Skeptic Spice to drop the faith requirement of a spell. Oh, also, if you notice that chest I was at, there is a frozen lion warrior guy guarding the entrance to that chest, and if you unfreeze him in the chest, you get another branch, fragrant branch back, okay? And so you don't really lose anything. As long as you have one to unlock him, and then you can get the Lion Mage Warrior set, whatever it's called. But, not something I needed, but I did grab the chest just for the sake of the video. Alright, and here's the second time we meet this Dark Giver guy. And we will meet him one more time in the actual keep itself. Alright, at the, well, I guess you could say end game. It's not essentially the end game, but it's one of the last areas we go to. Alright, and that's where the frogs were that I fell in. You can see all the broken wood and stuff. Alright, having gotten the key from a lion dude that's frozen up there by the bonfire. Okay, it's good to have a few petrified branches here, by the way, obviously. Okay, and now that I go through the dialogue with her, she'll be available. I believe that's an Estus Flash shard there. Yeah, sorry about missing some of this, guys. The problem is I couldn't reload a save because there is no reloading prior saves in Dark Souls, so I was kind of stuck with what I had here. And this is where that frozen lion dude is that holds the key to Ornifex's cage, right there, okay? So. Back here now, we're essentially ready to go fight the boss. Go summon our big buddy Tarkus. Okay, now key is, I almost forget here too, is that once you've beaten the boss here, go back and talk to Tarkus one more time, but he's not going to be there initially. You're going to have to go use a bonfire and refresh the world. Then he'll reappear. Whether you keep him alive or not, doesn't matter. And then he'll reappear where he was, put the Ring of Whispers back on, and he'll give you his reward. Okay, so I'm gonna summon him here for giggles. Manscorpion Tark. I said Tarkus. I guess Tarkus is that knight at Sen's Fortress, isn't he? This is just Tark. Anyway, what's up, bro? Looking pretty cool there, man. Okay, and they kind of took a little bit after the Gaping Dragon on this boss here, because first she looks all unintimidating, right? And then the rest of her pops up and you're like, oh, fuck. Yeah, that's funny. Okay, she's really, really worried about him. She hates this guy. They've been apparently going at it for quite some time. This is his ex. Divorce papers got filed, and she didn't appreciate it, and he didn't appreciate it, and yeah, she can even use her pinchers, by the way. That was close. But she will stay aggroed on him as long as he's alive. Very convenient for me. She's not going to be alive much longer. Yeah, he's not going to take too many more of those. I'm glad he took them and not me, though. That probably would have one-shotted me. Alright, we'll holler at you. Okay, so... kept him alive, too. Good thing. If you have two people summon with you, you know it doubles the boss's health, too, by the way, so... the fewer the summons. Now, that up there, you need to bait her to attack you and essentially that tree and hopefully take the hit. And she can knock that down, and you know what it is? It's like 3 flame butterflies. Every time. It's not random loot either. It's set loot. 3 flame butterflies. Anyway, before I leave here, I need to go back and talk to Tark one more time. Alright, get my Ring of Whispers on. And then essentially what I'll need to do is make my way back, get to the bonfire. Alright, go refresh the world. See, he's not here. Alright, so make my way back there, and then come back again, and there he is. Alright. And I believe he gives me another fragrant branch. So as long as you come into this area with a couple, you'll leave with a couple, and you should be doing fine. And he teaches you a gesture? I do not remember, is there a trophy for learning all the gestures? It seems like there is. Anyway, I tried, since I have an Ultra Greatsword, I did try to knock this thing down just to see if there was maybe leaping attacks, heavy attacks. I don't know, maybe if I would have enchanted my sword, maybe I could have hit it hard enough. I don't know. Anyway. Alright, so here we get to the Doors of Pharos. And this is just a lovely place. This is another one of those Covenant places where the invaders can essentially set up the environment. This is a whole lot worse than the Grave of Saints. There's about 5,000 pitfalls, traps, toxic rat dogs, all this other crap that they can activate, and it will all be hostile to you when you come through. I'm talking statues throwing axes at you, crap coming out of the walls, you name it. Anyway, so if somebody has enough Pharos Lockstones, they can essentially unlock all that stuff in there, and they don't even really essentially have to fight you. It's the whole environment will just molest you as soon as you walk in the door. Alright, there was another piece of the Dark Wraith gear. You know, you meet one of these real cool cats. And we're about to meet an old friend up here, too. Yeah, these little guys, these little, whatever they're called with the hammers there, you can release a few of those in the next area also to torment innocent passers through. Interestingly enough, I don't really get into much trouble here. It's kind of strange because I've had, man, I've sung the blues coming through here before, you know, and it's been really, really bad, and it wasn't so bad this time. Well, at least not the area itself. The boss in the next area, that's a different story, but we'll get to that in the next video. It's, yeah, it's amusing in and of itself. The Royal Rat Authority, which isn't technically a rat, although he's maybe sort of a rat. Wolf, rat, dog, lickery, slobbery thingy going on there. Yeah, me and him are old friends. I've met him more than any other boss, maybe because he's killed me more than any other boss in this game, all put together. Alright, so that is the Shaded Woods, at least in short. Sorry about the part that got clipped out. And here we go. We'll get to this bonfire as a resting point, and we will start the next one here momentarily. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and please share with your friends. More popularity, the more the channel grows. Alright? Thanks, guys, and y'all take it easy. Catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching, everybody. I put links to more Dark Souls in the top box, and for complete listings of all my videos, click on the bottom box. And to subscribe and join the Ninja Flip, smash on that button up top. You can also follow on Facebook and Twitter to get notified when new videos are up. The links are below in the artwork and in the About section. Y'all take care.